Hello and welcome to the UK Minifigure Collectors YouTube channel, the only channel that focuses primarily on minifigures. Now for today's episode, I thought it would be nice to have a look at the Scooby Doo Tiny Mights that have been appearing in Walmarts in the US and are made by a company called CultureFly. Now, I don't know too much about this company, but from what I understand, they're big into pop culture and things like that. So if we just take a look at the actual shipping box, I'll explain how they come. So inside the shipping box is 15 mystery machines. Each one contains 3 figures, so that's a total of 45 figures. But then as well as that, there's a plastic bubble on the front of the shipping box with another 3 figures. So that's 48 in total. But there seems to be 2 boxes, a set A and a set B. And if you can find both of those, that's how you go about getting the 96 possible colours from these actual boxes. Now my actual mystery machines didn't have the plastic surround that covers them. Now, I've had 2 pictures donated by Eric Niller, a very well-known minifigure creator, just to show people how they actually come. Now you'll notice on the second picture, the actual checklist for the figures. Now there's 12 figures, but we'll take a look at the actual checklist on the side of the box to see them a bit more clearly. So, taking a look at the actual box, just above you can see collect all 12 in a variety of colours, look for clear, sparkle and glow-in-the-dark variants. Now the actual figures, you've got Scooby, Creeper, Harry the Clown, Black Knight, Space Kook, the Awesome Witch Doctor, Minor 49er, Funland Robot, Redbeard, Captain Cutler, the Green Ghost, and then last but not least, Shaggy. Sadly not all the members of the gang actually made it into the group, and we can only hope that they appear in Series 2. But this is the actual case, the mystery machine. Now it looks quite nice on the side, but it's just a little bit too thin, and it feels like a bit of a waste of plastic to me. Now inside you can see 3 figures. And just on the bottom here, if you can just make out, it just says Hanna-Barbera S23. So just pop it open. And there you go, 3 figures on the inside. There's a nice variety in colour on the inside as well. But we'll just move on to colours, and then we'll get on with actually showing you the figures. So the actual colours that actually make up a set, there's 8 separate colours. So we start off with red, light blue, flesh, glitter green, a ghostly blue, lime green, purple, and what looks to be a yellow flesh. Moving swiftly on, let's go on with the figures. So the first figure is actually Scooby. Now I love the dog tag with the SD sort of engraved into it. It's a really cool sort of look. But I like the way they've got this very accurate to the cartoon. It just looks like Scooby, just the shape of him and everything. It is a perfect Scooby. I really do think it's a cool design. I love that look on his face as well. It's that typical sort of Scooby look. Size wise, it's about the same size as an actual real Ghostbuster figure. And I believe up against a Monster in My Pocket, it's just slightly bigger. So it's a nice decent size. Obviously there'll be little variants in the size of all these Scooby Tiny Might figures. Just pop him down at the back. And the next one we'll look at is Shaggy. Now what can you say, it's a typical sort of Shaggy look. The way he's just sort of sloping around. You can just imagine him standing there with his arms at the side. It's a lovely little flexible PVC, and it is actually really light. I was surprised how light these figures actually are. That's not to say they're not durable, because they've got a real quality to them. Let's see if he stands up. Now the next one is my favourite of the bunch, Captain Cutler. I love the actual sculpting that's gone into this, and the actual stance is so reminiscent of the cartoon. I love the design. I love the air tank on the back and the pipe sort of going all around his neck and up his arms into the back of his helmet. It is such a cool sculpt. One of the best I've seen in a long time. Really do like this. Let's pop him down at the back. And the next one is the Green Ghost. Again, such a reminiscent sort of sculpt. They're so accurate to the cartoons, these. I love the way the hand's in the air and the other one's sort of half tucked in with that chain coming down. And I could just see some writing on his bottom here. What does this say? Is it HB Season 23? Yep. But yeah, you can just see the actual design on it. It's such a cool sort of look. Really, really nice. And the next one is Harry the Clown. Again, another classic sculpt. Really, really nice detail here. Again, like I've been saying for a few videos, it's just not too much, but it's just enough to actually show the detail that's gone into it. Sort of highlights where it needs to. It's a lovely, durable figure. You can see these figures are actually meant to last as well. And minor 49er. This is quite a rare one. You don't actually see minor 49er very often. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen a figure of him. It's a really nice design. Again, just not too much detail, but enough just so you know who it is. And that lovely pickaxe he's holding as well. Just pop him down. And the next one is Space Kook. Now, I love the sort of look of this, that strange skull sort of floating in the actual suit. It's just a cool design, and I like the bulkiness of this figure. Let's pop that one down. And the next one, Redbeard. Now, I'm not too sure if you see the detail too much on his face here. Try and get it into the light a bit. He looks like he's having like a real big laugh sort of thing. Just got his arms folded and that skull and crossbones on the actual hat again. It's such a nice sort of sculpt. Really cool figure. I love the way the blue actually shows the detail on these as well. And the next one is the Crazy Witch Doctor. This is such a strange sort of concept for me, for this to be in Scooby-Doo. I love the idea that they've kind of gone a little bit more scary, because to me a witch doctor is actually quite a scary character. But I love the sort of, again, sort of 70s, 80s look of it. It's a strange skull that sits on a staff, and that wacky mask. It's such a strange thing. Really, really cool. And then a classic, the Creeper. Now, I love the way you can see his eyes on this. One great big eye sort of looking out. And when you get up close, you can actually see the other eye. It's such a nice design. Again, not too much detail otherwise, but his face says it all. Really, really cool. I love the way you can see that eye though. You can just see it popping through there. Sort of set back into his head. Really nice. Now the next one is another classic character. This one's the Black Knight, and I love the way he looks like a standard suit of armour, just sitting like in the back of a corridor, but he's got his arm lifted up like with a sword, ready to take a swing at say Scooby or Shaggy as they run past. It's just so reminiscent of the actual cartoon show. But again, this is just enough detail to show the actual character. They haven't gone overboard showing too much detail, but it works really, really well. It's just got a little bit of flexibility in the actual sword there. Really cool. And the next one is the Funland robot. Now this always reminded me of the Sentinels on the X-Men in the 90s. For some reason the colours seem to have just merged together with me. But it's again another really cool sculpt. I love the way the hands are just out at the side. It just reminds you of the actual the episode where we're sort of marching along. It's a really, really nice design on this one. I'll just pop that one down, and what we'll do is we'll go on with the show reel. With these being released in September 2023, it was a bit of a shock that a month later, on the 12th of October, they released an exclusive glow-in-the-dark set at the New York Comic Con. Now, it came in an amazing Ghost Castle sort of carry case, and the figures just sat neatly inside. Now, I'm not too sure of the actual numbers sold, but I can guarantee these are the ones that are going to end up rising in price. Originally, these were selling at $3.50 in Walmart stores, and on the CultureFly website, I believe you can buy 4 mystery machines for $20, so it's not that bad a price really when you think about it. So what does everybody think about the Scooby Doo Tiny Mite line? Who's your favourite sculpt? Who's your worst sculpt? Would you like to see a continuation for the line? I mean, I went with the blue on these just because it shows the detail on the camera like really nicely, but I really did like some of the other colours. The colour purple really does stand out, and the flesh colour is fantastic. I'd love to hear what people think in the comments below. And with that, I'd like to say thank you very much for watching the video. If you liked it, don't forget to leave a like, and I hope to catch you all again next time.